So when people searched on Google for Next Directory, they would take them straight to the directory sign-up page. Nothing aspirational, nothing to do with clothes, nothing to do with brand, just enter your address here, book your catalogue now type of thing. Not surprisingly, people would bounce. And we discovered that, so we said, well, maybe when users type Next Directory, they actually just want Next. They just think of Next Directory as the site. So we said, well, let's take them to the home page. And the conversion, bear in mind, this was something like 30% of their traffic came from Google typing Next Directory, and half of them bought nothing. They literally left the site the moment they joined. We basically doubled the sales, or got a plus 100% sales, just by taking people to a different landing page. All these 150 tests and 30 case studies and everything, we've worked out what we think are 10 rules for building a great website. What's a good bounce rate? And I would say below 10%. Just understand why people are coming and give them what they want. One of the big mistakes we've seen quite often is companies have category names that fit with the names they use in the warehouse. They have names for categories that consumers don't use. And basically you just need to say, well, what is it that what language would they use? Again, you can go back to Google Insights and say, what are they searching for? It's pretty We don't have a best practice on that other than keep testing. So for instance, we worked with 2 sites that sell digital cameras. One was a lifestyle site that was all about being cool. And one was a camera expert site that was for real sort of people who love cameras and photography and all the detail that goes with it. And we actually found that on the lifestyle site, more than about 3 bullet points of detail reduced the conversion rate, because people just wanted something that looked beautiful and was the right price. On the digital camera site, expert site, you need about 30 points of detail on size, weight, battery life, whatever, everything, because people really cared and they did their research really carefully. And the more points you had, the more it drove up conversion rate. So I think the key thing there is work out what detail people need and test. If you don't know, add a few categories, add a few points of detail and see what happens to the results. Too many websites think, right, this is all about CRM, so basically I'm going to make sure that I get all your details, including your date of birth and your dog's name, before you're allowed to buy anything. Most consumers decide not to buy anything because they don't want to give you all that. They don't know you, they don't trust you, and they can't be bothered to spend all that time filling in a form. Best thing you can do is get the sale. Let people know where they are in the process. You're now on step 1, you're on step 2, you're on step 3. It's simple stuff. This is one that's easy to overlook, but critically important. If you don't tell people how long it's going to take to be delivered, what it's going to cost to be delivered, what your returns policy is, they won't buy. This is by far the most important. These are like guidelines and rules, but to be honest, no one knows all the answers because it depends on what you're offering and who your users are as to exactly what the right answer is. They're just good subjects to experiment in, but experiment. It's really not hard to create a mock-up or two and and give people 2 or 3 alternatives and see what works.